Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on chance or probability. Chance or probability. Some of us experience chance or probability each day in our lives. The two words are often used interchangeably. Depending on the type of probability, we may or may not be aware of it. Chance or probability deals with the likelihood that certain events may or may not happen. Each day the Weather Bureau talks about the chance that it may rain. Stock markets around the world rely heavily on chance each and every day. We may wonder about the chance of the bus arriving on time. There are many more examples occurring in all walks of life. Some simple examples. Consider the following coin. Now here is a simple coin, and one side of the coin shows that picture there, and we call that a head, and the other side will show that picture there, and we call that a tail. Now there are hundreds of thousands of coins all over the world, and there's a similarity. The pictures are not the same, but normally we designate one side the head and the other side the tail. Similar two-sided coins are used daily around the world to decide who serves first in a game of tennis or who bats first in a game of cricket, for example, and there are many more examples. Only two possible outcomes. Tossing a coin is one of the simplest examples to show how probability works. Firstly, when a coin is tossed, there are only two possible outcomes. A head or a tail. That is all. You'll get one or the other. Only one of those two outcomes can occur with a single toss. Let's look at this example. When a coin is tossed, what is the probability that a head will show up? Now the probability that a head will show up, we have to find two particular numbers. The first one, how many heads are there? Secondly, how many possible outcomes are there? So it's the number of heads over the number of possible outcomes. Now, with a coin, a two-sided coin, there is one head, two possible outcomes, which is a head or a tail. So the probability of a head is 1 over 2. The above example perfectly illustrates that some outcomes in life are equally likely. That is, the chance of a head or a tail showing up are exactly the same. Another popular example. Another popular object which is used extensively around the world is the die. The plural is dice. Now this word die here, that's the singular. That just means one of those. But when you're talking about two or more, you use the word dice. It is commonly used in many board games and other games of chance. Let's look at this example. A die is tossed once. What is the probability that a 4 will show up? The probability that a 4 will show up is the number of 4s over the total number of possibilities. Now, there's only one 4 on a single die. However, there are 6 possibilities because we have the numbers 1 to 6. So the probability that a 4 will show up is 1 over 6. Example 2, a die is tossed once. What is the probability that an even number will show up? The probability that an even number will show up is the number of evens on the dice over the total number of possibilities. Now the number of evens on a dice, there are 3 of them. The numbers are 2, 4, 6. So there are 3 of them. 6 numbers altogether, which is 3 over 6. And we saw in earlier videos how to simplify a fraction. Okay? And 3 over 6 can be simplified to 1 over 2. Those two fractions are equivalent fractions. So the probability of throwing an even number when a single dice is tossed is 1 over 2.